All right, in today's lesson, I'm going to be covering how to write your voiceover. So, here I have created my sequence with my images. So, I'm first going to be talking about the history of the Aztecs and how they started Dia de los Muertos. Then, I'm going to talk about where Dia de los Muertos is celebrated, how they have parades. And then, I'm going to talk about the marigold flower and then the altars. Okay. So those are my three sections that I'm going to be discussing. And then I'll have a closing statement. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up and first of all, my sequence of images is a minute and 33 seconds. Now, when I go to do my voiceover, it might be shorter, and that's okay. Then I will adjust. Okay. But don't worry about that right now. So we're going to open up a new tab. I'm going to go get my docs, open up a new doc. And the first, I'm going to talk about the history of the Aztecs, right? And then you can kind of go back and forth. Then I'm talking about the parades, okay? And then I'm going to talk about the marigold flower and what it means. Okay. And then the altars. Okay. Now, yours might be different. You might have different topics. You might have three or four areas that you're going to talk about, and that's fine. So, the first thing I need to go research is on Google is the history of the Aztecs, right? And now I know a little bit already, so I maybe off the top of my head, I don't have to, um, you know, might switch these. Okay, so I'll talk about the history of the Aztecs and then now it's modern day Mexico City. All right, so then I can just start writing. So I could say, now maybe I don't know exactly what year it was. So I'm going to type in here the Az Aztecs. And I can just even go on Wikipedia. So Aztecs in Mesoamerica, it's a from 1300 to 1521. Okay. All right. And so then I just kind of look the Aztec Empire. And again, you can write down notes or you can just kind of read about the Aztecs or whatever culture you are covering and then transfer it over. So 13. The Aztecs were a Mesoamerican culture that flourished in central Mexico from 1300 to 1521. So I could say the Aztecs were a civilization from Mesoamerica that existed from 1300 to around 15, and then what did it say? 1521, when they were conquered by Spain. And then the Aztecs had a rich culture full of tradition. One celebration that was part of their culture was Dia de los Muertos, right? And then already know, but the Aztecs celebrated it during the summertime. So I could even go back and say Aztecs, Dia de los Muertos, just to find the roots. So the history of Dia de los Muertos with the Aztecs. Okay. And I'm just going to read a little bit about it. Okay. hmm And they say that originally they celebrated it in the summertime, but because of Spain's influence, it fell near All Saints Day. Okay. Okay. So I could say something like the Aztecs originally Dia de los Muertos was celebrated in the summer, but due to Spanish influence, um, it was it was changed to October, changed to November near All Saints Day. Okay, something like that. It doesn't have to be totally specific, but and you have to use your own words. Okay. Um, Okay, so far I have that much. Now what I'm going to do is then I'm going to have to research about the parades. I'm going to have to research the meaning of the marigold flower and the meaning of the altars and what they look like. Okay, and again, a few sentences is plenty. So for example, let's see. Let me print this out. Okay, and then I am going to read it and record it in video. And let's just see how long it is. Okay. And so I'm going to do that right now if I can turn the printer on. Okay. So let's see here. Okay. So once you type out your whole entire, oh, it's not on here. Once you print it out, once you type it all out, okay, either you can share it with me or take a screenshot on your phone. Okay. And then you have it all done. Then what you're going to do is you will go to video and literally you're just going to hit record. Okay. And when you hit record, you will read what you have. So I'm going to demonstrate that right now. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to do my very first paragraph. So I am just going to come over here. I'm going to say record, nope, narrate, and then I'm going to say record. Now, don't worry too much about your timing. We'll adjust. So I'm going to say record. The Aztecs were a civilization from Mesoamerica that existed from 1300 to around 1521, when they were conquered by Spain. The Aztecs had a rich culture full of tradition. One celebration that was part of their culture was Dia de los Muertos. Originally, Dia de los Muertos was celebrated in the summer, but due to Spanish influence, it was changed to November near All Saints' Day. Okay, now I've recorded that, right? So then I'm going to save it. Now we're going to see how it matches up. So if we come down here, here's my recording. Okay. And it actually almost matches up perfectly. So all I have to do, so see here where it's ending, all I need to do is grab this guy, move him over just a hair, and move that one, and then match it up. And now the whole beginning matches up. Okay, see how that works? So you could even record your sections. I would actually, each paragraph I would record separately. Or you could do it all at once, but it kind of works well if you do chunks. So let's